On to game 3 now, and you can see that I'm up against Thomas with his Lizardmen, and Lizardmen and Thomas have been doing very well lately. I like to think of him as Thomas the Gods engine as opposed to Thomas the Tank engine. He takes an engine of the Gods when he can. He doesn't have one for this tournament because it's Fluffycon. He's got the Steg, which is a bit mean and nasty, but he's got, other than the Steg, nothing really that powerful. He's got KROXIGORS, blocks of SAURUS and Skinks, and lots of skirmishers, and a couple of characters on cold ones, and a couple of skink mages, and that's about it. You can see me deployed against him. I've got a lot of stuff in the middle, and all the knights on the left-hand flank. I didn't really know what to do really against him here, because his infantry are actually better than my infantry with all the SAURUS and the static combat res and the good armor and leadership, and quite good with the spears and so forth. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Picture number 2, you can see my knights over here just really planning on going around and sweeping around and trying to get involved with the Stegodon without being charged, and hopefully wait for the infantry to just hold the centre ground while the knights win the game on the left-hand flank. Not really sure how that's going to work. Didn't really come up with much of a game plan this time, unfortunately, so we'll have to see how it goes. Next picture shows Thomas's army here with a lot of troops. He's even got some Razordons, I think, in the background, and some chameleon commando type dudes in the forests, so they're going to get ready to do some trouble. Really worried about that Stegodon. It's just going to hide back and it's just going to wait outside of range until they can charge me, and then wait for me to fail all my terror checks, so that's going to be a laugh. KROXIGORS there are going to be my first target, so they should be easily killable with the knights. Going to the next photo, you can see he's got some skink priests inside his units. He's got the units back here just helping each other out and really waiting for me to come to him rather than the other way around. He's got some good magic with this Uranon Thunderbolt and so forth, and I believe a bound item which does Uranons as well, so that's going to hurt if I wait around too long for it to damage me. Next picture, Warriors of Chaos moving forward carefully, left-hand flank swinging around, just hopefully getting into range of those KROXIGORS. Once I charge them, that's when I will know what to do next, because he will have reacted appropriately and hopefully made a mistake or given me an opportunity to actually do something. In the meantime, all the characters are hanging out in the infantry units. Next photo, you can see the Marauder Horsemen on the right-hand flank moving forward, waiting for the skink commandos to come out of the forest so they can charge them. I'm not really too sure how that's going to go, but we'll find out shortly. In the meantime, just trading spells, not really doing too much damage to each other in terms of the magic phase. Next photo, looks like he's moving out of the forest with his skinks, moving into the forest with his Razordons. The bulk of his infantry are just hanging back, getting onto the hill, and he's moving in some skirmishes in front to delay me or redirect me or whatever he can, waiting for me to make my move on the left-hand flank. So let's see what happens next. Next photo, still moving forward, and he's got his KROXIGORS there. I've put the Marauder Cavalry in front of the KROXIGORS to redirect them a little bit, allowing my knights to definitely get in there. And he's also got, I've also got my Warhounds in front of his Cold One characters in that unit in the background there, the Cold One Knights unit, to make sure they don't just come rushing forward to me, because I've got that banner which gives them an extra D6 movement when they charge. Next photo, the Marauders charge the Skinks, the Commandos, and unfortunately for him he only does 1 wound, and I managed to actually kill him here quite decisively, so really good luck with the Marauder Cavalry. Hilarious stuff, managing to run them down. Next picture shows you the knights getting ready to charge the KROXIGORS. Really want that combat to happen there, to break past, hopefully over and off the table rather than getting charged by the Stegodon. But if I stay on the table and the Stegodon charges me, I might be able to flee away and actually get the Stegodon out of the way so I can move in and actually do some damage in the centre. Next photo, my redirecting dogs have been nearly wiped out, so that's the only thing really preventing him from rushing in and charging my infantry there with his Cold One Knights. I don't want to take the charge against those Cold One Knights. It's going to be a bit rough if that happens, so trying to wait to the last minute and buff my guys up with that War Shrine. Luckily, the War Shrine has given the Chaos Infantry with halberds, with the characters in the middle, fear causing, which is a buff which will really help against those Cold One Knights. Cold One Cavalry, because that way I won't get outnumbered and broken immediately, ouch, or even flee if he pursues me, or me failing to charge him because I failed my fear test, so that's going to help. Next photo, still nothing happening here, just taking too many photos I guess. He's got a Stegodon up on the hill waiting to charge me if I get into a bad position later on, so just going to skip to the next photo again. What's happened here? Oh, in the background, the knights have charged the KROXIGORS, move even further forward with my infantry, Still redirecting with the Warhounds, and I've even got the War Shrine in the middle there, waiting for something to happen. Next photo, this is really bad. What actually happens here is that the Knights charge the Cold Ones, and I totally fluffed the combat, just did no damage to him at all, and he wiped like 3 Knights out. So that's an automatic, almost an automatic break. I had to flee there, and he took my standard and everything. So going to the next photo, you can see what's happened here. Even the chariot behind us had to flee as well, otherwise would have been charged by the KROXIGORS. So absolute disaster. My game plan really haven't gone down the toilet here, because I needed both Knights there on the flank. I needed to get rid of his KROXIGORS, but now everything's just messed up. So unfortunately, a bit of bad luck there prevented me from going ahead with what I wanted to. Next photo, sorry it's a bit blurry, but everything is charged into the center here. Really desperate gamble here. He's got the hill bonus. He's got 3 ranks, outnumber, banners. He's got a BSB in there. He's got characters. I've got nothing, so that's a desperate gamble. I'm pretty much handing the game to him on a plate here. Going to the next photo, you can see a bit more detail of me in close combat. I've got an exalted hero and a horse. I've got a BSB, some challenges going off, everything just breaking loose. Man, I'd love to watch how this combat actually happened, like in a movie or some sort of video clip or something, because absolutely brutal. Lizardmen versus Chaos Warriors at its finest. And I knew that this was a bad decision and a bad combat. However, what happened is that my dice rolls were astronomically, insanely lucky. I cannot believe how well I rolled here. All of my stuff did damage. All of his stuff attacked me and was saved by armor saves. And I managed to win marginally, even though he had massive static combat res against me, and win the first round. And going to the next photo, he breaks and his Cold One Knights run away. Amazing, amazing luck here. I was just absolutely just gobsmacked by how lucky this unit was, and he was totally annoyed, of course, as you can imagine, with how badly his guys did. So hugely lucky for the Chaos Warriors, and yet, you know, I have to go through yet another round of combat, which is actually not in my favor. Next photo, what happens here is that I white out all of his SAURUS warriors, charge forward, and slam into the Cold One Knights in the background. In the meantime, the Stegodon charges the Chaos Warriors on the hill. I managed to somehow double 6 Doom and Darkness on his Cold Ones, and they had fled. So just unbelievable luck throughout this entire mid-game. I mean, I should have lost this game by a massacre, but somehow the dice rolls just prevented that from happening. And even the Chaos Warriors on the hill held against the Stegodon amazingly. Next photo, charging in again. There's another combat with me having an advantage this time with my characters there, and him losing units, wiping them out, capturing the banners. In the next photo, my Knight's rallying against his KROXIGORS to save some points. Next photo after this, he charges in with his skinks to try and win the combat here. And the Chaos Warriors with great weapons still just juking it out, killing skinks on top of the Stegodon, doing really well. Really funny game. Next photo, again, this combat rages on. The photo's a bit blurry, but as you just try and picture that they're just swinging and the melee is just going so quickly, you have to sort of really focus well to see what's even going on. Man, what a fun game. Chaos Warrior somehow just trashing the Lizardmen, even though they didn't deserve to. He played better than me. Well, maybe it was more about the luck earlier on, but somehow pulling out a win and going 3 wins to 0 losses on the first day, feeling very happy about that. Stay tuned for games coming up.